Former Prime Minister Paul Keating has blasted Anthony Albanese's AUKUS deal. He's called it the worst international decision by a Labor government since Billy Hughes in 1915. Political reporter Olivia Kaisley has those details.
A day after the government unveiled its landmark $368 billion plan to acquire a fleet of nuclear-powered submarines from the US and UK, former Prime Minister Paul Keating has torpedoed the idea, savaging Foreign Minister Penny Wong and Defence Minister Richard Marles, branding them unwise and accusing the government of setting Australia on a dangerous path.
The only way the Chinese could threaten Australia or attack it is on land. That is, they bring an armada of troop ships with a massive army to occupy us. This is not possible for the Chinese to do.
Mr Keating says he wants his name clearly recorded in the history books as thinking AUKUS is a mistake.
Curtin got it right in knocking Churchill off over the troops from Burma back to Papua New Guinea, back to Kokoda. Arthur Calwell got it right when he opposed the Vietnam War. Simon Crean got it right when he said we shouldn't be sending troops to Iraq. But this one is where we break the winning streak.
The former Prime Minister says the promised submarines would be of little military benefit to anybody and have no more than token military impact against China. The opposition is calling on the government to distance itself from his comments.
I think it's incumbent upon Richard Marles and others to come out today to rebuke the unhinged comments of Mr Keating, because they should be taking the advice of the military and the intelligence chiefs as opposed to Paul Keating.
Keating has been strongly critical of AUKUS since it was announced by the former Morrison government almost 18 months ago. At the time, he said it undermined Australian sovereignty and risked provoking conflict with China. His comments today will no doubt embarrass senior government ministers.
It comes back to the basic philosophy that we believe that Australia should have the ability to defend itself and its citizens into the future.
Mr Keating also disputed the nature of China's treatment of the Uyghurs, likening it to Australia's treatment of Indigenous Australians. The rebuke comes despite comprehensive evidence of wide-scale oppression.
There's disputes about what the nature of the Chinese affront to the Uyghurs are. There's a dispute about that. But one thing we can't be sure of, what if the Chinese said, but look, what about deaths in custody of Aboriginal people?
Olivia Kaisley, Sky News, Canberra.